Hey, everybody. Okay, let me know that you can hear me okay. This is Bill talking. Type in the chat, you can hear me okay? Okay. Hang tight. We're going to give it a few minutes. I have not created everybody's login to the software yet, but we are doing that while we're on this call. So you're going to be able to go back to this training and refer to it. You'll be able to go back to this and refer to it. And just one second. Give me a second. So we'll just hang tight for just a minute. Let everybody roll in here. Let me get Sal in here. My partner Dax is going to be in here too. So just give everybody a few minutes to show up. Okay. And let me get my screen together here.
Bill, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay, let's just give it a few more minutes. Let everybody that's coming in here get in here. And then we'll go ahead and start. Sal, you can get your screen, you can get like pull up Walmart and pull up the software.
Okay. It's done.
And we'll show them how to source and list and all that. So just give it a few more minutes.
How do I share my screen? Are you
I'll
share?
take care of it. I got to do it for you.
Okay.
Just hang tight. Okay. Yes, I will share my screen with you guys. Just we're just waiting on everybody to show up. Just give us a couple more minutes, waiting for everybody to show up. So while we're waiting for everybody to show up, I will share my screen and just talk about a couple things here. We got several more people jumping in here, but let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So if you guys can see my screen, let me know that you can see my screen. Type in the chat. Okay. So or in the Skype group, either one. I'm in both. Okay. Okay. Good.
I can't see it, Bill.
You can't see my screen?
Nope.
Well, everybody else can. Are you on the webinar? I mean, I know you're on the webinar, but are you on the webinar?
I got it. Okay.
Okay. So, like I mentioned, we source products. So here's the 30,000 foot view. We source products at merchants, online merchants like Walmart.com, BedBathAndBeyond.com, HomeDepot.com, and this is the software here. And so all the vendors that we have integrated with our software are Walmart, Home Depot, Bed Bath & Beyond, Academy, Ace Hardware, AliExpress, All Modern, Cheaper Than Dirt, DHgate, Etsy, Overstock, QVC, Target, Wayfair, Costco, Bass Pro, Farm and Fleet, Fleet Farm, VM Innovations, Kmart, Rakuten, Sears, Bye Bye Baby, Cymax, Fanatics, Gray Eagle Trader, HSN, and Fry's. So all those merchants are actually websites. So what we do is what we call online arbitrage, which is drop shipping on Amazon, where we basically find products at these merchants that we can sell or are being sold on Amazon for more money than what we pay at the merchant. And, you know, the people that are doing this, they make their money on the spread. So they make their money on the difference. So, you know, the difference between what we're selling it for on Amazon and what we're buying it for at the merchant is the profit that's made. So your job is to find products at these merchants that we can sell on Amazon that are already being sold. And the way we do that is we come over here. We're going to use Walmart as an example. So we're at walmart.com. And we come over here and we just pick any old category. So we could pick home improvement. And let's just go into a category. I don't know why I can't get that dropped up. There we go. So let's just go into it. There we go. Or why aren't we going to home improvement? There we go. Or why isn't it staying open? What the heck?
They have a little glitch on it. Try something else.
Okay. So we'll go into just food, for instance, or we can go into household essentials, laundry room. Okay. So we go into categories at the merchant. And what we do is we want to open up any given category. And then what we'll do is we'll come in here and we'll just, you know, pick a row and we'll just open everything up in a new tab. Okay, and now that we do that, all you got to do for the software to work is basically just go to that product, copy the URL, come back over to the software, and you want to go to add a product, and we're putting the URL in the software. Okay, so this is what we call the listing calculator. And by the way, this video is being recorded. You guys are going to be able to refer to this because none of you have access to the software. You'll have access to the software just as soon as this is over. And then you can go back and refer to this webinar, and we're going to give you, we'll give you assignments, and then we'll give you a test. And we'll tell you exactly what we want you to do. But in the meantime, this is going to be your the start of the training webinar. So we get this ball rolling and get you guys hired so that we can also, so that you can start making money. So basically, this is what we call the listing calculator, and there's 4 steps to it. The first step is basically just going to the product, getting that URL from the merchant, and putting it in step 1 in the software. The next step is clicking next and going into step 2. Okay, step 2 pulls the product in from the merchant, and you can just see what product it is. It shows you what the product price is. It shows you what the shipping cost is on that product. It shows you what the handling time is. So the handling time is very important. The handling time is when you're telling Amazon that you're going to ship the product by. So we have to depending on when the merchant is going to ship the product, would also depend on how long we make the handling time. But for most instances, the 5-day handling time, which is what the handling time is by default, it's automatically going to be 5 days. In most instances, that's going to be sufficient. But if we were on another listing that took longer to deliver, then we might want to adjust that handling time, and we'll go over all of that. But by default, the handling time is set to 5 days. So most Walmart items ship, they have 2-day shipping. So they ship within 2 days, but we can't confirm the shipping on Amazon until the tracking is actually scanned in by the carrier. So that could take up to 5 days, which is why we have a 5-day handling time. So if you're using Walmart, anything that says that free 2-day shipping on the listing, then that is going to be okay for the 5-day handling time. And so this is just verifying the information at the merchant. So it's saying that the price is $19.97, the shipping is $5.99, and on Walmart, any orders under $35 are $5.99. The free shipping is on orders that cost more than $35. So anything over $35 is free shipping. Anything under $35 is $5.99. And the software automatically reads that and pulls it in. And it is in stock. And then this quantity one, it's quantity one by default. That's what you want to see right there. So now that all that information is correct, we're just going to go to the next step. And in the next step, step 3, it's looking for this product over on Amazon to see if it can find this product that we can sell and list on the product. So let's give that a minute. It takes a few minutes for this product to pull in. So let's give it some time. Usually within 60 seconds, it'll pull everything in. So let's just give it a minute. Okay, so now what it's done is it's pulled in some choices on Amazon that it's saying that we could possibly list on. Now, this is the part of the job that is very, very critical. What we stress when you guys are doing this is pay attention to accuracy. Okay, we have to make sure that everything is identical on the Amazon listing. And it's identical at the merchant. Okay, because what happens is, so you understand how this works, when we create this listing, when that listing is listed in your client's Amazon store, okay, the customer comes along and they buy the product from that person's Amazon store. Now, the software goes over and orders that exact product that you put in. You're matching the product. So the software is going to go over and order this exact product from the merchant. And then the merchant is, in this case, Walmart, is shipping the product to the customer directly. So if it's wrong, if this is a mismatch, if you made a mistake and you listed the wrong product, then the customer is going to get the wrong product. And then your employer is going to be mad because they have to give the customer a refund. They have to send the customer a label. The customer has to send the product back. They have to get it to Walmart. Your client, your employer is going to lose money. And so this is the most critical aspect of your entire job. Accuracy. You have got to analyze both listings to ensure that there's no mistakes. Okay? And what we do is we come over to, and in this instance, it's showing that there are no offers on Amazon right now with this product. And in this instance also, when you see up here, we found multiple ASIN matches on Amazon for this product. You can see that there's multiple there's multiple of these products. Okay, now some of them, there are sales. Okay, so what we want to do is, let's just look at this one. So we want to make sure that these products are identical. So what we're doing is we click on that ASIN, which opens up the Amazon listing in a new tab. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to click on this ASIN. And that, I mean, not the ASIN, but the merchant page. And now we've got the merchant page open. And we want to compare to make sure that these are identical. So this is the Tide PODs, Spring Meadow Scent, laundry detergent packs, 81 count. Looking on Amazon, this is the Tide PODs, Spring Meadow, 81 count. Okay, so this looks to be identical. Now the next thing we do.
Make sure you look at the picture also. Make sure the picture is exactly the same.
Yeah, and you want to look at the picture. I mean, that's part of doing this. We want to look at the picture. So that picture looks the same. Okay, and then the next thing we want to do before we decide to list it is we want to see there's a Google Chrome extension that we're going to have you guys install on your browser. There's a Google Chrome extension called Scanalyze. And it's this little alien looking thing right here. And it's called Scanalyze. And I will put this, actually I'm going to do this right now. I'll put this link. I'll put the link where you can get this extension. I'll put it right in the Skype group right now. Okay. If you're not in the Skype group, let us know and we'll add you to the Skype group. I'll also put that link in the chat for everybody to see. So I just sent, I'll put this link in the chat for you guys. Give me a second. I don't know why it's not. Okay, so let me. Okay, that's also the link that you guys can download. That there is a paid version. We don't use the paid version, so if it's asking you to pay or whatever after you download it and add it to your browser, ignore that. The way we use it is free. So just all you need to do is just get it so that you can see this little alien in your browser, and that's it, you're done. Okay, and then the way we use it is, this is Scanalyze right here. This little box that pops up right here on every Amazon listing is Scanalyze. And the only way that we're using it is to see whether or not we're restricted on Amazon. So whoever hires you, whoever we assign you to, they're going to give you access to their Amazon Seller Central account. And when you're listing products, you want to be logged in to your Seller Central access. And then if you're as long as you're logged into that Seller Central access, when you're doing your due diligence on a listing, because every listing before you list it, when you're right here in step 3, you're wanting to look at the ASIN and look at the merchant to make sure we got the same thing. And then the next step before you go any further is you want to click on this restricted button. Okay, and you can see here that this is brand restricted. We need approval to list in this brand. So if you see this message where it's asking you for approval, that you need approval, then do not list it. You can't list it. Okay, you just need to move on and go to the next listing. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to request approval. Okay, so you guys don't need to do that. If you see that you have to request approval, then that means we just need to move on. So this one would not be a good one. So we'll go on to the next one. So here's another one. We'll copy it. Let's put it in a listing calculator. Let's go next. Okay, you can see that it's pulling in again, 5-day handling time. Let's go to step 3. Okay, so here's another one. And there's a ton of sellers on this listing. This is all the sellers that are on this listing that it pulled in for this ASIN right here. And what we can do is let's just look and see if we're restricted. Let Scanalyze pop up. Here it is. Let's check to see if we're restricted. Okay, now if you come to this page where you can actually create the listing, that means we are not restricted. Okay, and we can list it. But we're only using this Scanalyze to see if we're restricted or we're not. So if we're not, which when you come to see this page, that means we can list it. And we don't do anything else with this page right here. If you see this and you can see that you can enter in your price and everything, meaning you can list it, we just close the tab, okay? We know that we can list it. So then we continue to do our due diligence. And let's look at the Amazon listing. This is a Gain Flings Aroma Boost Laundry Detergent Packs, original 81 count. The listing is a Gain Flings Aroma Boost Laundry Detergent Packs, original 81 count. Okay, so this is the same thing. So let's see.
The pictures are identical too.
And the pictures are identical. So you want to, you really want to go over the listing, making sure the images are identical, making sure, that this is the exact same product the customer's going to get that's going to be shipped from the merchant. Because if it's not and there's a mistake, you're going to lose your client money, and that's not a good thing. So we stress accuracy over speed. Always, always, always take your time, analyze the listing, pay attention, and make sure that you're not mismatching anything and that you are listing the exact matches. Okay, and now, so these two are good. So now the next step we want to do is we want to see if we can list on this product and make any money. So that's where we come on to step 4. We click next. Okay. Now this is the area that determines whether or not we can make a profit on this product. Okay. And the formulas that we use is we want to be in the top 4 positions, one of the top 4 positions money-wise. So what we want to do is we want to either have the best price, or we want to have the second, third, or fourth best price, okay? Which means that we will be in the buy box rotation on Amazon. And just to make this very clear, what the buy box is, the buy box is this seller who is going to make the sale. Like if somebody comes to this listing and say they want to buy it, what they're going to do is they're going to come over here and they're going to click add to cart. Okay, and this seller right here, Sparktacular Savings, he has the buy box. And so if anybody clicks add to cart, this seller right here is going to make that sale. Okay, now you have these other sellers down here. This is what we call the secondary buy box. Now these sellers, throughout the course of the day, what Amazon will do is they will rotate these sellers into this position so that they'll get the buy box also throughout the course of the day. So all 4 of these people, all 4 of these sellers, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy, are going to share time in the buy box throughout the course of the day.
Can I say something, Bill?
Yep.
Okay, that means that the last one, that's the 4th position, which is what you want. It's $33.86. We have to come up with a better price to sell our product at $33.86 or equal that to be in the last position. If it's a price more than $33.86, you're not going to list the product.
Right. So if you are not in the top 4 price-wise. So meaning if you don't have the best price, or if you don't have the second best price, or the third best price, or the fourth best price, then we don't list it. So because what we don't want is to be over here. Here's all the sellers. And I can tell you right now that unless you're in the top 4, you're not going to be in the buy box rotation. And if you are buried on the second page, you're definitely not going to make a sale. Okay, you're not going to make a sale if you're not in. You're not going to get in that buy box if you're not in the top 4. And you know, anybody that comes to Amazon to buy a product, they're not going to come over here and go, okay, so I want to buy this product. Let me just come over here and let me see who's selling it, and let me look at these guys over here. And oh yeah, let me buy it from this guy who's 3 times more than everybody else. They're not going to do that. What they're going to do is they're going to, you know, people who come to buy the product are going to go, oh, okay, gain. Oh yeah, I want it. Add to cart. And that's why it's so important to have the buy box, because that's who's really making the sale. Very rarely are they going to do anything but click add to cart. Every now and then they might go, oh, let me do this guy, or let me do this guy, but mostly they're going to just add it to the cart. So in order to get the buy box as a seller on Amazon, they rotate the top 4 people into the buy box. So some point during the day, this guy, even though he's a little more money, he will be up here in the buy box. So these top 4 sellers rotate. So that's why we want to be in the top 4 positions. So we want to be in the top 4 positions so that we can get in that buy box rotation. Okay, so you want to be in the top 4. So we're going to go back over here to the listing calculator, and we can see if it's in the red, that means that these 2 sellers are selling it less than what we could even pay for it. Okay, and the way the listing calculator works is you can see that this is it's $19.97 at the merchant. The merchant is charging the $5.99 shipping. We are so the total price with shipping to us is going to be $25.96. Then we are adding 9% tax that Walmart charges the customer onto that figure, which is $28.30. And then anybody who sells on Amazon, so the employer that you're going to be working for, when they make a sale, Amazon is going to charge 15% of the sale price. So we take all these figures, the sale price, the shipping, the tax, the Amazon fee. We add all that into the cost of goods, and that comes up with a total cost of goods. So we have to be able to sell it for more than our total cost of goods, which is just $33.36, if we're going to make any money. So we have to be at $33.36. So if it's red, that means that we're not going to make a profit. We're not going to be able to have the best price. We're not going to be able to have the second best price. Okay, so looking at the third price, we could be in that third position, but we would need to lower our ROI. So let me explain what this means. Down here, by default, we have a minimum ROI, which is basically ROI means return on investment. Okay, so what we're saying when we have that this means 5%. So this is saying that the minimum ROI, the minimum return on investment that the customer wants to make, that your employer wants to make, is 5%. They want to make at least 5% profit. So that's the lowest that they would sell it for, is them making a 5% profit. Okay, so based on this, they would have to, you can see that they could have the third best spot, but they would have to be willing to lower their ROI down to 1. So if we lowered the ROI down to 1, you can see that all this turns green. Okay, so in this listing calculator, red means no, can't list it, do not list it. Green means go. Okay, so if it's green, that means that you can get that position. So now that that is green here, you can see that we can be in the third position, that we would sell it for $33.71. The profit would be low. It would only be 35 cents. And the return on investment would be 1.05%. Okay. Now, you can see when we had this on 5, you see how it's gray. Gray means that it can be listed, but you would have to lower your ROI lower than what you have here. So if you're willing to sell it and make less money, you could just lower your ROI here.
And that is something you would have to talk to your employer about to see if they would agree to that, you doing that.
Yeah, so that's going to be based on their criteria. That's going to be based on whether or not, they will allow you to lower, some of them might say, I don't want to make any less than 5%. Some of them will be okay with you lowering it. That criteria will be told to you by your employer. But just so you understand how the listing calculator works, this is how it works. Red means go, no. Green means go. And so in this instance, I'm okay with listing it and being in the third best price.
Before you hit finish, Bill, just tell them they are not going to hit the finish button when they go and practice.
Yeah, so let me explain something. When you click finish, that lists the product in the customer's Amazon account. Okay, that's going to create the listing in the customer's Amazon account. Okay, while you guys are training, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a spreadsheet. And what we want you to do on the spreadsheet is we want you to go through the motions, sourcing products, and when you find a product that you think that you can list, all we want you to do, we do not click finish, because you guys are not fully trained. You're going to most likely make mistakes. And this software that you're training in,
I don't want to scare them either, Bill, but if you do hit finish, we will not hire you. So you have to be very, very sure you do not hit that, because if you do hit it, we're going to fire, not put you in, keep you in the group.
Okay, and there's a reason why. Listen, this job is, this job, we stress paying attention to detail. Okay, so that's paying attention to detail. We're telling you right now that in the training account, in the account that you're going to train in, that's a live Amazon account. That's a live store. And if you click finish and you made a mistake, then you're going to screw up that Amazon account. So when you are in your training, you do not ever click finish. Okay? You only click finish once you're hired and you're actually doing this for real. And but while you're training, do not click finish, because that will list it live. And if you made a mistake, that's going to screw everything up in this live Amazon account. So only while you're training, you do not hit finish. Okay? When you're done training and we assign you to your client, then you will click finish. So we're going to train you how to do everything. The only thing that you're going to do different in training than you're going to do when you're working is, when you're working for your client, you're going to click finish. And what that does is that lists the product in that client's Amazon account. Okay, but for training purposes, do not ever click that finish button. Okay, so when you come in here and you've added the URL and you've gone through step 2 and you've gone through step 3 and you've found a good listing to list on, then what you're going to do is you're going to go over to the spreadsheet. You're going to add the URL to the spreadsheet, and we're going to create a Google Drive sheet for you guys, and we'll share it in the training group just as soon as we're done. And then we'll give you access to your software also. So you will have access to that spreadsheet, and then you'll just put the URL that you looked at in the spreadsheet, and then you'll put the ASIN in the spreadsheet, which is right here. Okay, oops, the ASIN. You'll put that in the spreadsheet as well, the ASIN. And then that's it. We'll analyze, we'll go and check your work on the spreadsheet. And basically when when you're doing this and making no mistakes, then we're gonna basically turn you over to your client. All right, so that's the criteria. How fast you get this down is basically that that you are adding your listings to the spreadsheet and not making mistakes. And as soon as you're not making mistakes and we understand that you fully comprehend what we're doing, then we're going to assign you to your client, and you're gonna start work. Okay, so that's why so we stress paying attention to detail. Okay, if you make a mistake, you're costing your client money. If you follow their criteria, you pay attention to detail, you're making your client money. And the more you make your client, the more you're going to make. Okay, so
Yeah,
again,
Bill,
go ahead.
You're the backbone and you're the blood of the store that you're working for, the client you're working for. If you do not do good listings, no sales are made. So you want to always be in the top 4 positions. This way, it gives a better chance to make a sale on Amazon, where a customer comes, they see our listing, they buy the product, and we make the difference, and that pays the bills and that pays your salary. If you do not do good listings and no sales are made, most likely you will be let go.
As long as you follow their criteria and you're in the top 4 price-wise and you're listing products that are good, you're going to do just fine, okay? So another thing we look at is what we call bestseller rank, okay? And then Scanalyze will also explain that. And what bestseller rank is, the lower this number, the better, okay? So if this was a number 1, that means that would be the number 1 product being sold in this category on Amazon. So this, you can see somebody listed it in sports and outdoors, and it is number 1,246,074 in sports and outdoors, but it's number 768 in health and household. So number 768, that's a pretty good BSR, which stands for bestseller rank. Okay, so that's another thing that we look at. The lower the bestseller rank, meaning the best, number 1 being the best, the lower that number, the more sales that product is making. So the lower the bestseller rank, the more sales that product is making. And the reason I didn't tell you that to look at it here on Scanalyze, because Scanalyze does show it up here, and where it's listed on the listing is all the way down here. So it's right here. Okay, so Scanalyze, it's on the Scanalyze, so you don't have to scroll down to find it, so it'll save you time. But what we've done is we've taken it a step further. Actually, no, we don't have it in the software. So yeah, so then you use Scanalyze for that too. I'm sorry, we did have it in the software, but we had to change it because of the way they read their API. So anyhow, what you do is, while you're looking, so not only do you want to check restricted, you also want to see what the bestseller rank is. So the listing that has the bestseller rank is preferably the one that we want to go on. Okay, so, but let me say this. There are other listings. So a lot of times, like the listing with the best seller rank, see, the software is programmed to pull in the listings it feels have the best seller rank. But sometimes the listing with the best seller rank, we cannot be competitive on the listing because, we can't compete on price. We'll be somewhere like way down here, which is what we don't want to be. So, but That's why we added this add an ASIN feature over here. So if you find a product that you're not competitive on, and there's multiple choices here, we can see, look at another one of these. See, like this one here, for instance. Oh yeah, and the bestseller rank is showing up here. It is showing up. So now you can look at this one, and you can see that this one is number 5 in health and household, and number 107 in sales and deals, and number 5 in packs and detergent packs and tablets. Main category, health and household, house supplies, laundry detergent packs and tablets is number 5. So that number 5 is a very good rank. But you can also see that we're not going to be able to sell it because we're not going to be able to be competitive. Okay, so if you come all the way down here and you look at this one, you can see it's all red. All red means we're not profitable anywhere in the top 10. Okay, so that means no go, no good. Okay, but as you saw, the software had found this one. Oh, that's the same one. So the software had found this one. Okay, and as you know, we can have the third best price on this one because we already looked. And if we were willing to lower our minimum ROI down to 1, we could have the third best price. Okay, now let's just say your client didn't want to lower the ROI. Let's just say your client wanted to keep it at 5, at that minimum of 5. So that means that this listing would be no good either, because if he says you can't go below that, then the third position we would have had to lower it to 1. We still have to be at 1. We'd still have to be at 1. We could have lowered it to 2, but then we're out of the money. This is what we call in the money. If we're in the top 4 positions, we're in the money. If we're out of the money, we're outside of the top 4 positions. So out of the money, no good. In the money is where you want to be. Okay, so now let's just say this case scenario, that this one's no good either. So let's come back up here. You can see if it's got this red text up here that says we found multiple ASINs, that means that there's more choices. So we looked at these 2 already. Okay, now here's another thing. This is the same thing, but what's different? Let me see if anybody can tell me. What is different about this listing right here? What makes it different? Type in the chat if you could tell me what makes this listing different from the listing that we're looking at on Walmart. So there's the Walmart listing. And there's this one. Okay, well, nobody got it, and nobody's really answering me. So that's correct, Christian. It's the dryer sheet. Okay, look, this is an 81 count, which is the same. This is 81 count. This is 81 count. Now, what a lot of sellers on Amazon do to keep other sellers off the listing and to be more competitive is they bundle it with something else. Okay, so if we were to list on this listing and the customer ordered this from your employer on Amazon and they ordered this, they would be expecting to get this and this. But if you listed this and you matched it with just this, then when the customer got their order, they're going to be missing the dryer sheet.
Yeah, it's a mismatch.
That's a mismatch. It's going to be turned into a return, and that's not good. So you need to pay attention here. This is where you need to pay attention to make sure that all of this, everything is exact. Okay, so this one, no, we can't list on this one because it includes something else. And they did the same thing with this one. They added a little item here to it so that, and again, we would not be able to list on this one unless we included that item. Okay, for this basic training, we're not teaching you how to do that. There is a way that we do it, but we're not teaching it here. And so again, this would be no good. No good because it's got something else added. It's not exact. No good because it's not exact. These two, we can't make money on. Okay, so what we can do before you give up, what we can do is we can copy that title. We can come over to Amazon.com. We can go over here to all departments. We can click on, we can paste the title in there. Now look, I found a whole lot more. I found a whole lot more. This is a 4-pack, so we're going to stay away from that. This is probably the one that we were looking at because it's at 1246.074. Give me 1 second. I got to take a drink. Okay, let's go down. You can see this is a 3-pack. So what other people do is they will add variations. We're not going to talk about that right now either. So, but this is not the same because they're expecting 4 of them. This is not the same because they are expecting 3 of them. Let's see if we can find any more. That's a pack of 2. That's a 3-pack. That's the one that's too cheap. This is another one too cheap. Okay, so that's it. So in this case, we would just move on. But a lot of times when you search this title on Amazon, you'll be able to find another one that you can list on that's being sold for more money. But we can't do this because it is a 4-pack of 81 counts. So it's 4 of those. Okay, there is a way to do it, but we're not teaching it in the basic training.
Again, it's paying attention to details. You have to catch where it says 4-pack. If you miss that, again, the customer could get the wrong product, and then there's a whole problem.
Right. This is what they're getting. This is what we were looking for on that one. We were looking for just 1. Okay, but what people do is they create multi-packs. This is a multi-pack. This is the customer buying 4 of those. You can see it's $110. So we wouldn't want to list that. Now, let me explain this. You could list this. You could list this. What you could do is, let's say we wanted to look at this one. That's a 4-pack, okay? We would grab the ASIN. And what the ASIN is, it's the product identifier on Amazon. What Amazon does is they assign every product its own unique number, and they call that an ASIN, A-S-I-N. Okay, we could grab this ASIN. We can come over here. Now, being that that's a 4-pack, that's what this is for over here. We could change that quantity to 4. Come over here. Okay, we can come over here and add that ASIN in here for that 4-pack. We can add it. That will pull it in. Let's pull that one in. That'll pull that exact listing, that exact Amazon listing into the software. So let's get it in here. Okay, now you can see we're looking at the 4-pack. Okay, and you can see that we set the quantity to 4 in step 2. And that shows quantity 4 right here. Now let's see if we can make any money. Now look, we would have the best price, and we would have a 6.61% return on investment. So we could list that product. So this would be a good listing. Okay, you are listing against the correct thing. This is a 4-pack. You selected up here that there's going to be 4 of these, quantity 4. If you're listing multi-packs, then you have to just select the right quantity. Come down here. We couldn't find it, so we added the ASIN. We went to the listing. We grabbed the ASIN, which the easiest place to grab that ASIN is right here out of the browser. All right. You can also find that ASIN scrolling down where you're looking at all this detailed information. You can find it right here. But the easiest place to always grab it is right here out of the browser. Okay. We came back over here. We added that ASIN. We pulled this exact listing into the listing calculator. And now when we look at it, we have the best position. Okay, and we would have the best price. So this would be an excellent listing to list. Okay, again, in training, do not click finish. In training, we just add everything to a sheet. We do not click finish, only when you're working for your client. Okay, so you would want to add this to the sheet. We would look at it and say, hey, that's an excellent listing. Okay, and because it's such a good listing, I'm going to click finish. Okay, that's getting added to this live Amazon store. And you see that when I clicked finish, that it said product added to the queue. So that just gets added to the queue on the back end of the software, and it gets listed into your client's Amazon account. Okay, so that's how you do it. Let's look at another one. Let's look at OxiClean. Let's look at this one. So we grab the URL, come over here, paste it. There it is. Cheapy. Let's go see if we can find it on Amazon. Okay, so it pulled in. So let's just make sure the one we're looking at, we need to make sure, like, we want to come down here, like when we're analyzing a listing, okay, this is the OxiClean Max Force Gel Stick. You can see that it's 6.2 ounces, 175 grams. Okay, if you need more information, you want to come down here as part of your due diligence and read about the item. You can see some more information about the item. Okay, you want to come over here to Amazon, and let's open it up. And this is also the 6.2 ounce, 175 gram. Looks like it's the same thing. Are we restricted? So you can see that this product is not even allowed to be sold on Amazon at the moment. So that would be no. So we move on. Okay. So let's look at another one. Let's look at this one. Copy the link. Come over here. Click paste. Click next. Okay, you can see it's $6.28, $5.99 shipping, 5-day handling. It's in stock at the merchant. Let's go to next. Okay, so right now you can see that we've only selected quantity 1, and that's what we're trying to find. You can see that this is a 3-pack, so we're not going to list that one. Let's look at another one. This is a 2-pack. This is a 4-pack. This is a 5-pack. But let's look at this one. This looks like it might be the correct one. So let's go ahead and do our due diligence. And we'll go ahead and click this. And we'll go ahead and click that. And we open them both up side by side. Let's take a look. And okay, so this is a Great Value Ultimate Fresh 100 ounce original clean scent. This is the Great Value Ultimate Fresh original clean scent, 100 fluid ounces. Do the images look the same? The images do look the same. So this looks like it could be the same thing. So, and now you can see here too, that this one has actually on this listing, there's a 1-pack, there's a 2-pack, there's a 3-pack, there's a 4-pack, and there's a 5-pack. Okay. Now, but what we are noticing is that it's undefined right here. And what undefined means is that there is no bestseller rank. So if there is no bestseller rank, then that means that, you know, maybe there's another one of these product, of this listing, of this product, another listing with this product that does have a bestseller rank, because we'd rather be on the one with the bestseller rank. We will list on these undefineds, but only if there's not another one that's being sold for more money or being sold with a better BSR that we can list on. So let's just check real quick. Let's just go up here and on Amazon again, in all departments. Make sure you're on all departments. In the search bar, search it. Oop. So we want all that. Let's search it. Okay, so that's a pack of 4. And again, remember, we can list on these if we can make money. We just have to do it right. But that's the one we originally looked at. We'll open the pack of 4 because maybe we can check and see if we can be competitive on a pack of 4. I don't know if this is the same thing, but we can look. I don't think it is. That's at 129 fluid ounces.
Yeah, it's not.
Here's one, pack of 2. We might be able to be competitive on it. Okay, so let's come over here. And let's say, okay, we got a pack of 2 here. And now you can see that this one's got bestseller rank. Okay, so let's just see if we can be competitive on this pack of 2. So we come over here. Going to grab that. And we want to just come back up to step 2 and change that to 2. Come back down. Add the ASIN and pull that 2-pack in. Okay, here's the 2-pack. Okay, let's go down. And you can see here, this is how you can tell you got the right thing. This is what's going to be ordered. Quantity 2. Okay, package quantity 2. You can see that there's 2 being sold. You can see that it's 2-pack in the title. Okay, 2-pack, not the wrapper. And then you go down. Okay, now this one here, you can see, even though we still can't be in the top 4. So red is no good. So what we would do is we can't list this. So that's not a good one. So we would move on. Okay. So we you can see there's a 3-pack being sold, but that's 129 fluid ounces. This is 129, so that's not the same thing. That's the 2-pack. Okay. And that's it. So I guess we can't find one, so we'll move on. So let's look at this. Grab the URL. And once you get the hang of this, you can pretty much move right along. So once you get the hang of this, you know, you should be able to do, starting out, once you get the hang of it, you should be able to do 8 to 10 listings an hour. You know, basically pasting URLs, coming in here, okay, coming in here, let it fetch. So give that a minute to pull in. Okay. So you get 3 of this. See, this is a pack of 3. And I can tell you right now that you won't be able to profit on the pack of 3 because it's going to cost it's going to cost $9. 9 times 3 is 27. So you're not, oh, you might be able to get in here. But let's see if we can find the 1 pack. So here's one. Is it a 240 count? So it's 240 sheets. It is outdoor fresh. So we want to make sure that we're looking at the same thing. 240 count, outdoor fresh. Okay, so you see, I can tell you right now, we probably won't be competitive on this one because you can see that this is the very best one. Number 1, number 32, number 16, and all these different categories. So that's selling it. They're selling a crap load of these things. And usually the best. What's that?
It's shipped and sold by Amazon.
Yeah, you can see Amazon.com is selling it. So usually they're selling it for the very best price. So the chances are we can't compete on this. So let's just go down and look. I've never seen that before. Yeah, all red. So we wouldn't be able to list that one anyhow. Here's another one. Outdoor Fresh 240 count. Currently unavailable on Amazon. So you might be able to list on that one because there's not one there. So you would have the best price. You can see you'd be the only seller on there, so you'd be able to list on that one. Here's another one. This is possible. Let's see if we can be profitable on this one. I don't know why it's loading like that. Okay. On this one, we could be profitable if we wanted to lower our ROI. Lowering the ROI, we could make a little money. Okay, so you would have to just make a determination on which one of these is the best one to go on. The rest of these are 2 packs, 2 packs, 6 pack, 2 pack, 2 pack, 4 pack, 6 pack. And you can look at all of these if you wanted to try to do a 2 pack to see if you could be 9, 18, see if you could be competitive. You'd make sure that you change it. Just make sure that the right pack is designated in step 2 as to what you want to do. Okay, so anyhow, of all the ones we looked at, probably the best one to go on would be the one that wasn't being sold, which is this one. Let me make sure we're on there. Yeah, it's a 1 pack. Okay, so the one that we would want to go on was probably just one that there was no sellers on. That one there. Because if you list on it, you're going to be the only seller on that listing. So you would want to go here. Never seen him do that before. And you can list that one. Okay? So let's look at a couple more. Let's do another. And I didn't pick the greatest category on Walmart because those are really, really, really competitive. So let's go to another category.
Try baby and toddler.
Okay, so open up a row at a time. Graco's on the do not list sheet. This one might not be. Okay, now you can see here, if you're seeing more than one choice over here, that means that there's a variation on the listing. So you can see that this one has two colors. This one has pink and this one has teal. Okay, so these are called anything with multiple choices, whether it's different colors, different sizes, different flavors, whatever. Those are called variations. So this one has multiple variations. Okay, and when you're pulling it into step 2, you're going to see the different variations. Now you can see that this one says shipping is not available. So that would be out. We can't list anything that the merchant cannot ship. So we would want to choose this one, and we would put quantity.
It's out of stock too.
What's that?
Stock.
I can't hear you.
The pink one, it's out of stock.
Okay, and it's out of stock. So what you want to do is you want to put quantity 1 here. Go next. Let's see if we can find it being sold on Amazon. Okay. So this is blue and that is teal. And this looks like it might also be the same thing. Okay, so let's see. Let's just look at the 2 of them. Yeah, they look the same. So one of them has got a very high BSR. Well, let's look at it. So it's 29,000 in baby, 143 in play yards. And then the other one was 610 in baby. Okay, so let's just look and see which one. Let me open up this one too. Okay, so looking at both of these. And then here's another something too that you might want to be aware of. Okay, you can see that this listing here has the add to cart button. Okay, this listing here, this is another type of listing on Amazon where there is no add to cart button. You can see there's nowhere to add it to the cart. Okay, so what they're doing, Amazon took away the buy box off of this listing for everybody. And what they're making everyone do is they're making everyone come over here to the second page. So when you're on this type of listing, it becomes more important that you just have the best price. When you're on the listing that has no buy box and anybody who buys it has to come over here and look over here. It becomes more important that you have the very best price. So if we're looking at these 2, preferably we would want to be on this one because it has a buy box. Okay, so let's see. This is the one, ASIN, that ends in H708. So let's just see. Let's go back and look at that one. It's going to be this one. Let's see if we can make any money. Okay, you see the best we could do would be the 6th position. So let's go and look at the other one. On this one here, still very competitive. The best we could do is 3rd, only making, so if your client is willing to lower the ROI, you could list on this one, but if they're not, then you would have to pass. So we'll just go ahead and pass. And let's look at this. Again, 2 variations. One of them is out of stock. So let's see if we can find this one. Add that package quantity in there. Okay, so let's just look at it. This is the Havenwood, and this color is Havenwood. And does everything else look the same? So this looks like an identical product. Again, you can look at the bullets, do analyze this very good to make sure everything is the same.
And don't forget to check for restricted.
And then we're going to come over here and first of all see if we would be profitable. Okay, and we would be able to have the fourth best price. So let's see if we're restricted on that product. Okay, you need approval to sell in this in several different categories. Okay, so we would move on. Can't sell that. Okay, let's do the next row. These are Gracos. I know we can't sell Graco. Open up those. Those. Grab this. Grab that. So you see, once you get good at this, you can just move right along. Again, multiple choices. No good. We can see if we could find the Braden. Let's go to next. This is Braden. Tell you right now that this one's probably not going to be profitable. All red. So what we can do, copy this right here, because that's got the color Braden in it. Copy this into all departments. Search it. Is there any more with Braden? Click on see all 7 results. Wrong color or wrong style, whatever. Wrong. This looks like it might, well, that's Cambridge. Nope. Okay, so there's no others. So we would move on. Get rid of that. Let's look at this one. It's going to take a minute. The more variations it has, the longer it takes to pull in. Okay, so you can choose which variation we want. And we'll go with, let's just go with the Mapleton color. You can see the color up here, Mapleton. Let's go with that color. I want to put 1 right there. That one's got a lot of variations. Let's see if we can find the Mapleton one. There's Mapleton. So there it is. You can see we got to pay $39.99, and this top 4 is $48 to $47.95. I don't know that we would be profitable, probably not. But what we could do again, let's see if we can find it. Doesn't look like it. You can click on see our results and see if we missed something. That looks very similar, but not the same. Okay, so we would move on. You could look at a different color. You could actually come back up here and look at a different color. So we can see if we can find Comet. Put that one in there. Here's the Comet. And again, probably, maybe, might get the 4th position on this one. Nope. Nope, we wouldn't be able to get that one either. So we would just move on. Let's look at this one. No shipping, no shipping. So Tanzania. We'll see if we can find that one. So probably not. Well, we could actually be in the 1st position if we wanted to lower our ROI, or the 3rd position. So, you know, when you're doing your training, if you come across one like this and you want to list it and make a note on the sheet that that we could have the 1st position if we lower the ROI to whatever it says there, then you could do that. Or then you could put that one on the sheet as well if you wanted to. Like we, you know, if we wanted to lower that down to 1, we can get the 3rd position. So you could say something like that, and then that would be okay, because your client might allow that, and that would be a correct listing if you said that on the spreadsheet. Okay. Let's do another one. No shipping, no shipping. Oh, that's the same one. I guess we went through them all. Okay. So listen, any questions right now from what we just went over? I mean, I know it's a lot, but any questions right now that you need clarification on, type them in the chat. I'll try to answer them. Or did everybody fall asleep? Because I got a lot of inattentive. So how about this? If you're still awake, type in the chat that you're awake. Okay. In a live situation, and I click on finish, will the product be listed right away, or will that? No, it will be listed right away. It will be listed right away. So our old version of our software, we actually had a review area, but in this one, we no longer have the review area, but we are adding it back. But right now we don't have it. So, so yes, when you're working for your client and you click finish, yes, it will be listed right away. Okay, Christian, glad you're awake. We post only 1-by-1 note variants. Yeah, in the beginning, probably stay away from variants, but as you get more experienced, variants is absolutely a good way to list. You know, or if you know what you're doing, you can list variants, but that's going to be completely up to your client. So a lot of times your clients are going to be new too. So that's really going to be up to your client. But in the beginning, I would probably stay away from variants. If you find variants like we were just looking at, probably stay away from them in the beginning. So Jap, you're asking how about if the item from Amazon is no star, can we list it? Yeah. So basically, obviously we want to list on the product that has the very best bestseller rank, BSR. But if we cannot find a good product with good BSR, then what we want to do is we do that search and see if there's another listing with that product. And if we find one that we can be competitive on, then we would list it. Okay. So it's okay to list on ones with no BSR, as long as there's not a better one to list on for that product, so that you can make money on. Okay. Somebody's asking, is Arbitrage Suite free for us to use? Absolutely. Listen, man, we are getting hired to make money, not spend money. Okay, there's no investment. We're not trying to get any money out of you. We are training you so that you can get hired and make a wage. Okay, Marides, good question. Do we ship worldwide or just U.S. cities? So we're only shipping to the United States. So we're only logging into the United States, U.S. websites. And some of them you're going to need to log in through a VPN, which your client will provide you, because some of them you cannot even access with from an IP address other than in the States. So we will that will be provided to you by your client. Yeah. So if it has no BSR, Jay, and it does have reviews, again, BSR. If it has BSR, that just means how many that it's sold in the last 30 days. So if it's got number one as the BSR, that means that product has made the most sales in that category that the BSR is in the last 30 days. So if you can't find a product that's got BSR to list on, but you're finding one that's undefined with no BSR, but it has reviews, well, reviews, good reviews and 5-star reviews is a good indication that that also is making sales. So reviews are good, but it's not a deal breaker. I mean, if it's got no reviews, you can still list it. But yeah, reviews, the more reviews it has and the more 5-star reviews it has, the better the product. So absolutely, you can list, that's a criteria you can look at. Yes, I mean, somebody's asking, Mary Hill, you're asking, does the client usually give a category to find products or just random? Yeah, I mean, it could vary. The client could say, hey, I want you to just source all Halloween items, because like right now we do a lot of trend-based stuff. We don't do a lot of seasonal stuff. So Halloween's coming up, or Christmas is coming up, or Thanksgiving is coming up. They might say list Halloween. They might say list Christmas. They might say go to Walmart and list all Walmart. They might say go to Walmart and list all grocery on Walmart. So they're going to give you instruction on what to do. So that's going to be based on, their preference on how they want to build their store. No, okay, Jay, good question. You're asking if the handling time exceeds more than 5 days. Is that a no? No, it's not a no. It just means that you have to adjust the handling time. So we will show you how to do that. But in the beginning, only worry about listing products that have 5-day handling time. Okay, so the more advanced training, we'll get into how to change the handling time. But for now, only list products that are going to ship within a few days, so that 5-day handling time is good, so you don't have to change it. That's a very good question, Bet. How can we check the restricted items since we don't have Amazon's central account yet? So that's a very good question, and the answer is you can't. But you just have to be aware of how to use Scanalyze when you go to your employer. So get it now. But yeah, you won't be able to You won't be able to until you're actually with your employer. So, but we train you how to do it, so when you get there, you'll understand. You don't have a client yet, Real Joy, because we have to train you. You have to pass the test to make sure that you know what you're doing before we assign you to your client. The sooner you get trained, the sooner you pass the test, the sooner you can start work. Oh, okay. I thought that was a question. Sorry. If Amazon is selling it too, even if it has very good sales rank and profit margin. Okay, so Lizel, if Amazon is selling it, that they usually, when they're selling it, they're usually going to have a price that we cannot compete with. But you can take a look at it. And if we generally, the rule on Amazon.com, if Amazon.com is selling it, if we could have the second best price, then I would list it, because Amazon runs out of stock a lot, because everything they sell, they stock in their warehouse, and they run out of stock a lot. And when they do, the person who's next in line, the next best price, would bump up into that buy box. So in that case, yeah, you can list it if Amazon.com is selling it, and you can get the buy. You would have that next best position. Yeah, you can list it. How about the quantity left on merchant? Can we list if still only 5 left or 10 left on the items? Yep, you can, Jay. You can even list it if it's out of stock. If it's currently out of stock, you can list it. The software will mark it out of stock. And when it comes back in stock, the software will make it back in stock and turn it back on in the client's Amazon store. What products we mostly sync, Marides? It depends on, I mean, we sync merchants, not products. So any merchant that's integrated with our software, you can list any one of those products on their site. But what it comes down to is, that's why, we check for restricted, because what it comes down to is, can that client list the product in their Amazon store? Because if it's restricted, or they're restricted in that category, or they're restricted in that brand and they can't list it, then it won't show. And there's no point in listing it, because it's just a wasted listing. Okay. Seasonal items. Yeah. We do all kinds of seasonal items. Yeah. So somebody's asking about the ROI. Should you ask the employer if they want to lower the ROI? Yeah, they'll tell you the criteria. If they want you to lower the ROI or not, then you could. Can I use Amazon Seller and SKU to upload the items? I don't know what you mean by that. You have to clarify yourself, Gil. How will we know if the item is already sold in Amazon? Okay, so maybe you weren't listening. If the product has BSR, that means it's sold in the last 30 days. The merchant ships the product. The way this works is, the customer buys the product from Amazon, from your client's Amazon store, and then the client orders the product from Walmart or whatever merchant, and that merchant ships the product directly to the customer. That's how it works. Okay, Ruby, you're asking up to what rank should we consider on the listing? Listen, the lower the BSR, the better. Okay, so you obviously want to try to find the listing with the best BSR. If you can't find a listing with the best BSR, you can always list a listing with no BSR. And if you can't find a listing, and then, if you can't find a listing with good BSR, list on the one that has no BSR. So that's okay. But obviously, the lower the BSR, meaning number one is the best. So the lower, the better. No personalized items. If there's an item being sold on Amazon that says you can personalize it, don't do it because it's a logistical nightmare for your client, because we literally list tens of thousands of products in our inventory, and that would be not good. So no personalized items. Oh, that's a very good question, Jap. How about if the item is not shipped and sold by Walmart? Is it okay to list it? No, it's not. It has to be sold by Walmart.com. Okay, let me just show you. I'm sorry I didn't put that out earlier. And I will also give you guys, I'll put it in our little group. We've got a PDF file, and I think Tom might have even made some videos, even in Tagalog, that your language over there, that would help you guys. So I'll put those in the training in our Skype group so that you guys can reference that as well. And that will help you get through this training faster and get assigned to your client faster. So do not post branded items. I don't know what you mean by that, Marides. Yeah, so if it's a third-party seller on Walmart, that's a no, no, no. You got that right, Real. When are you going to test the software? I'm going to give everybody their logins today after we get off the call. Okay, I get you now. So Marides, you're saying like Coach Handbag, for instance. Okay. One other thing that we have that I did not mention, and that's why I'll give you the PDF. It will also explain this. We have what we call a do not list sheet, and there's certain big brands on that do not list sheet that will give the client that will give problems to your client on Amazon if you list their products. So we normally check against that sheet to make sure that the brand is not on that do not list sheet before we list the product. So I will go ahead and I'll put that do not list sheet in this group too that you guys can refer to. And then you can just check to see if the brand is on the do not list sheet, because Amazon allows brands to, like if a brand was to brand register their product on Amazon, then it would just show as being restricted like we normally check. But there's certain brands that don't know how to brand register and they don't do it, but yet they still have a problem with anybody listing on their brand. So on those people that we are aware of, we've got them on a spreadsheet. So I'll put the spreadsheet in the group, and you guys can refer to it when you're doing your tests. And some of them are already integrated in the software, but the rest of them are not. And you can check that sheet. So yeah, Real Joy, you would check that sheet. You would check that do not list sheet before you list it. Yes, absolutely correct. And yes, you are also right in saying that infringement violation, that's what they do. They send in infringement notices to Amazon, which can actually get your client suspended from Amazon, from selling on Amazon altogether. So I will include that do not list sheet in the Skype group. So when I get off this call, we have to do a few things. So, when I get off the call, it's going to take us several hours to get you everything that you need. Okay. So we'll be putting in your Skype chats. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the list of people who were on this call that attended the whole call, because we had a couple people, they dropped off. So I'm going to go through this, download the spreadsheet from everybody on this call. I'll get you all added into the software. I will put into each one of your Skype chats your login information to the software. I will create you a spreadsheet that you can put your test listings on, and then I will also try to get the PDF from Tom that I could put in the thing. I'll get all the stuff that I can get that is going to help you guys get through this training faster so that you can get assigned faster, and we'll get you guys rolling. So give it a little while. It might be a few hours before we can get all that stuff to you. So what I would suggest is for you guys to get some rest and just look for that stuff in the next few hours. And then when you wake up, remember, when you start listing, do not click the finish button. Add everything to the spreadsheet, and we will give you everything that you need within the next few hours in your Skype, okay? So, and if we can't find a Skype ID on you, we have your email addresses. We'll give you we'll send it to you by email, okay? Any questions? Ask them in the training group and we'll answer them. Sal and I are both in there. We'll answer your questions in the training group. If you have questions, you need us to look at anything while you're going through the training, put them in the ask us a question. We can jump on a call with you real quick and take a look. Yeah, okay. So any other questions right now? If not, we're going to end the call. Everybody will get the recording. And then you guys can start adding your listings, get through the training, and Sal and I will be here in this training group to help you guys with any questions that you have going along, so that we can get this done real quick and get you on with your employers so that you guys can start making money. So, you know, this shouldn't take any more than a day or two to get you guys up to speed and able to go to work, okay? So any other additional questions, just hit us up on Skype. Okay, thanks for being on the call, everybody. I look forward to getting you all trained up and hired ASAP. Okay. Have a good day.